Find out what has changed on my luxury wish list in 2023. Now, I have ticked some items off. I'll be sharing those with you. There are quite a few that have actually fallen off my wish list and I no longer want them anymore. And there are some new additions to the wish list for the remainder of the year. Some that I simply couldn't have foreseen at the start of the year. Hey everyone, Steph here. If you are a subscriber, you will already know that I take my luxury wish lists very seriously. I'm talking a full-on spreadsheet and everything, and this really helps me to prioritize which luxury items I might like to add to my collection in the year ahead, and it also helps me to kind of analyze what I've already got, what maybe needs to go in the replace of something new. I just absolutely love it. I love the entire process. I actually share with you, I'll link it down below, my spreadsheet. So if you don't do a luxury wish list and you want to follow along, you want to add things to your wish list, you can download that for free. So I thought what we would start with is items that I have ticked off my wish list so far. So I had quite a few Hermes pieces on my wish list for this year. Guys, I'm just looking at my phone because I don't want to miss anything. So items that I have ticked off. I actually haven't ticked off as much as I thought I would do. Now in my wishlist video, I did like fashion and accessories, and then I also went onto bags that I wanted in my collection this year. And there was quite a lot actually of Hermes in terms of shoes and accessories. Now I have purchased a pair, they weren't on the wishlist originally, but kind of the gist of. I ordered some Hermes day sneakers. I ordered them on the website, but on my wish list was quite a few pair of like sandals from Hermes, also the Kelly belt, and I haven't purchased any of those yet because, as some of you know, in order to play the Hermes game, I really need to go into a store. And I've specifically been holding off buying any of these pieces because I, again, want to know exactly what I want, and then I want to start going into store and building a relationship with a sales associate, because I would one day love to be offered a quota bag from the brand. I'll be coming on to that towards the end of the video when I talk about new pieces on the wish list. But anyway, so yeah, in terms of like a lot of the Hermes accessories, none of those have been ticked off apart from the day sneakers, which I absolutely love. They're just a plain white pair of sneakers with like the Kelly lock across the front of it. Very classic looking. They're going to last me a long time. They obviously were quite the investment being from Hermes, but I absolutely love them. Highly recommend them if anyone's thinking about it. Also, in terms of the like fashion accessories, the other thing that I ticked off was the Jacquemus blazer. This is the zip up style blazer, and I got this in black with the silver zip on it. Now, there's two different types, even though they look very similar, that like it's basically the same blazer, but they're made out of different fabrics. So I ordered the black one, which I really love, and then I ordered the cream one, but what I didn't realize was the cream one was actually in a completely different fabric, which just made it so much more bulky. I believe it's actually made from wool, as opposed to, I think the blazer style is made from cotton. They're the same price. You have to be really careful with this one, but I love the black one. I might also order it in cream, but to be honest, I have had the black one now for a good few months, and I think I've only worn it once, so I really do want to start wearing this more. And I just love that it's quite a updated, interesting version of what is a very classic item, with it being a blazer. Okay, so that was ticked off. Another item that was on my wish list, going into the bag section now, is I said that I would really like a Celine Teen Triumph bag. Now, my wish list video, if you are a subscriber, you might already know if you've seen this. My wish list video was like a series. So in the first episode, I shared with you my wish list. In the second episode, I believe we went to London. The third, I did a clear out. And then the fourth one, I did an unboxing, which was very exciting. I really liked that. So if anyone likes that series, let me know. I can definitely do something like that again. But the Teen Triumph was on my wish list. I have not got the Teen Triumph, but what happened is, in that series, when I went to London to go and try the Teen Triumph bag on, I loved it. I was debating the black and also the pebble grey. The pebble grey I thought would be a bit different because I do have quite a lot of black bags in my collection already, but throughout the entire process, I actually fell in love with a different bag. I fell in love, if you watch that vlog, with the Celine 16 bag, and here is my small size. So for me, I just decided that I felt like the Celine 16 bag would work better for my lifestyle. We don't have any logos on here. I love a top handle bag. It does also come with a detachable strap, which is inside of the bag. Oh my gosh, this bag smells like unreal. It smells so good. And look at this with the like lock detail. I absolutely adore it. So whilst I haven't ticked off the Teen Triumph bag, I have ticked off a bag that I never even considered before when I did that wish list, which was the 16 bag. So now I'm not even sure if the Teen Triumph is on my wish list anymore. What do we think? I still think I would like to add one to my collection, but to be honest, I just like the 16 so much, I'm not sure if I'd just like to add another 16 to my collection. The next item that I have ticked off on my wish list, kind of. I said that I would really like a mulberry, I think it's a tiny softie, I think that's what they're called. And I just felt like they were super cute. I don't have like a tiny bag in my collection, and I felt like this was one that I could get on board with. But after some serious consideration, I'm definitely not going to rule one out, but they currently retail in the UK for this tiny, tiny bag that you can only really get your card in and maybe like a car key and a lipstick. Like that's pretty much all you'll be able to get into this little bag. They retail at £700. So I decided to be a little bit more sensible about the situation, and I actually, you might have seen me unbox this on my channel already, I got the softie in the small size. So here it is, and it's just the most like, oh, luxurious leather. This is like one of my most tactile bags, as in, it just feels so great. You just want to kind of touch it and squish it. With this, you can wear it as a crossbody bag, as a longer shoulder bag, or double it up and throw it on the shoulder like this. So I think this was a sensible decision. However, the tiny softie has now come out in the new rose colour with gold hardware. I said in my wish list video, all the tiny softies had silver hardware, and I just love gold hardware on my bags. I just find it, I don't know, I just prefer the look mostly of gold hardware over silver. So this one is really tempting, but to be honest, it also comes in the little softie. Guys, I will link to everything that I mentioned in this video down below so you can shop this video really easily if you do see anything that you like. But I do think I would actually get the small size again, because even though this looks like quite a big bag, it is incredibly deceivingly small. And there is not a whole lot of room in here. You can get like a phone in here, card holder, like all your essentials, but very minimal essentials. Like you cannot go overboard, because look how like big the bag is. It just really won't take a whole lot. So I'm glad that I didn't get the tiny softie, but I do love my small one. Now for the items that were on my wish list that I no longer want. I think, okay. The first one is from Bvlgari. I said I would like a piece of jewellery from Bvlgari. In terms of, a lot of you ask me, like, do I have any like designer or high-end jewellery? Jewellery is really not my thing. It's not an area that I know much about. It's never been an area that I've been that fussed about. I just love my bags. I feel like they pack more of a statement. However, I have been looking more and more at jewellery pieces as I have done a few collaborations, and I've seen just how they can like elevate an outfit in general. I'm slowly starting to fall in love with the high-end jewellery train. However, I did say I wanted the Bvlgari, I think it's the Viper bracelet or the Viper ring, and I wanted to get that piece as maybe like a special occasion because it was just recently my birthday back in May, and I thought it would be a really nice way to kind of look back at that memory by having a piece of jewellery. The issue is, same with bags and jewellery, you just get these price increases, and it happens to Bvlgari jewellery. So I have seen the ring, which I think when I first looked at it, it was about £1,400. I don't even know what it is anymore. I think it's 1,800. And the bracelet has gone up like, I think £1,200 from when I was first looking at it. And obviously you are getting the same amount of gold, you are getting the exact same piece, it's just now more expensive, but quite significantly more expensive. And a few of you reached out to me actually on that wishlist video, so thank you. And some of you that are more knowledgeable on jewellery in general, and just said that high-end jewellery generally isn't really worth it. Like, go to your local jewellers, get something made that's personal to you, and it will cost a lot less. So I did go to my local jewellers and I took a look at what they've got, and I do feel like I could get some really incredible pieces for the same price as what I could get the Bvlgari Viper bracelet for, like nearly a 2-carat ring, for example. So I've decided that I'm not so obsessed with this anymore. I don't think I need a Bvlgari piece of jewellery right now anyway. It's off the wish list. It's off the wish list for now. Some of the bags that I mentioned that are no longer on my wish list, well, they kind of are, but I'm going to be sharing with you the items that are now on my wish list, like the additional, and explain why these are now kind of parked. The Prada pannier bag in gold. I loved this. I felt like it would be a great neutral to my collection. I still do. I think I would use it a lot, but I have got quite a few like neutral coloured bags now. I picked up my Capucine BB, which again, I know this isn't gold, but it is kind of like a light colour. And I feel like as well, I have my Louis Vuitton Lock Me Ever. Again, I know it's not gold, but they kind of serve the same purpose, like what I imagined using the Prada bag for. So that one is off the list. Now, a controversial one, the Chanel 22 bag. I said this was on my list, and the mini size was actually being released, I think around the same time that I released my wishlist video in January. And I kind of decided, oh my gosh, maybe the mini is the size that I would actually like of the 22. I'm glad I've waited. But then, I don't know, I think I actually prefer the small size of it than the mini, but I do like the mini. Either way, with all the Chanel price increases and other bags that I am going to touch on that I would like to add to my collection, this one I have just ruled out. Like, I don't like it enough to buy it, but it's one of those that I think will sit in the background. Maybe if I find one pre-loved at the right price, I would go for it. But yeah, just in general, the Chanel 22 is off the list. I mentioned the Fendi First bag. It's probably my favourite bag from Fendi. And Fendi as a brand, I love their ready-to-wear, their accessories, like one of my favourite brands. Their customer service is exceptional. Like, out of all the luxury brands, Fendi I find is the most friendly. And yeah, I do really, I cannot sing like higher praises of the brand in general. It's just that the bags haven't really spoken to me in the same way that other luxury brands have. And for the sake of the add-on bags that I'm going to share with you in a second, the Fendi First is just parked for now. Like, I would like to add one to my collection at some point, but I don't feel like it's going to be the most functional piece because it is quite a different shape, and therefore I have moved it down the list of priorities. Lady Dior. I said I'd like to add a Lady Dior bag to my collection. I did add one to my collection. I shared that in my wishlist stories. I unboxed it here on this channel. I had the diamond motif Lady Dior in small size. I got it before I think about 2 price increases ago. And some of you messaged me saying that there's an issue with this leather, like the coating on it. Sometimes it can peel, and I just decided to send it back before that happened to me. So I'll be honest, I haven't seen another Lady Dior bag that I have liked as much as that one. And I've kind of, because of that reason, I don't know, maybe I've just been disheartened by the whole situation, but I kind of look at Lady Dior bags now and I haven't found one that has spoken to me like that one has. Maybe it will come along one day, but for now, I don't feel the need to just go out and buy a Lady Dior bag. I need to find the perfect one, and that right now, I don't think exists for me. Now, the green crystal McQueen bag. I love this. I've tried it on. I did mention I've got my mini Mulberry here, the Alexa in lawn green, and for some reason, I didn't think I would wear a green bag very much. I love this bag. Absolutely love it. It seriously goes with so much. The crystal bag from McQueen was so beautiful. They also had an orange and like this like prune cranberry kind of colour with the gold hardware. So beautiful. I would still like to add one to my collection, but I'm also, again, prioritising, like you've noticed with a few of these bags, and I'm deprioritising because, being realistic, I don't have that many evening occasions to go to where I could warrant quite a dressy bag like this one. I do have my Prada, my Stella McCartney crystal bags, and as much as I love them, they probably don't get as much use as like an all leather bag, for example, which I find easier to style in the daytime. If I start getting invited to more events and like more evening do's, something like that, I could maybe bump this back up in terms of priority. But for now, I think I'm going to have to park it. So that leads me very nicely onto what is new on the wish list, because it has bumped a lot of my other pieces down. Now, I said in my wish list video, I talked about wanting a Birkin bag, and I said, do I prioritize like the Hermes bag over what are, you know, the Prada, the Fendi, the McQueen? They all feel like more trendy bags, as in like maybe I would keep them for quite a long time, but an Hermes maybe I would keep for the rest of my life. I don't know. So I asked what you guys thought of that. This is where I'm at. So the new items that I want to add to my wish list. The first one I could not have foreseen at the start of the year back in January, because the runway show that I first saw this bag in hadn't have happened yet. This is the Louis Vuitton Go 14 bag. So apparently it's not the Go 14. I've been saying it wrong. Apparently it is the Go 14 bag. So there we have it. Now, I saw this on the runway and there was a particular colour, a like tobacco colourway. It reminds me of like a leather sofa. That is what this looks like. It's not for everyone. They also have, for their cruise collection, I believe, so later on in the year, they will be releasing it in like more bright colours for spring, summer. And I just fell in love. And before I found out the price, I had already started saving for this bag because I knew it was one I wanted to add to my collection, most likely. Obviously would want to see it in person. And I even though I know the price now. So the MM size is the size that I would probably go for. It's the medium size. This one retails at £5,700 in the UK. It would be my most expensive bag to date if I purchase this. The most expensive bag that I've purchased so far is my Chanel Trendy CC bag, and I paid £4,800 for this bag. So £5,700 for a Louis Vuitton bag. Definitely slightly out of my comfort zone, but nonetheless, I don't know. There's something about this bag. I just feel it's quite special. I love the way that it looks. I think it'd be perfect for autumn winter. So that is new on my wish list, but I'm waiting to see it. The second bag new to my wish list is not new to my wish list, but it is like an alteration to my wish list. So I said I would quite like a Birkin bag, and I had a few of you comment and say, Steph, why do you want a Birkin bag? Like, you like a top handle, you like a shoulder strap, why would you never go for a Kelly? I don't know what it is. I've just never found the Kelly as appealing as the Birkin. But since actually trying some on, my opinion has changed. And I now think I would prefer a Kelly over a Birkin bag. I think it will be more useful to me. And I recently tried it on in a really bright lime colour. Now, there is a part of me that thinks I should, if I'm getting an Hermes bag, I should get something that is classic, that is timeless. You know, a black and gold, for example. But I have so many black and gold bags that I don't want that. I'm actually really enjoying my pop of colour at the minute, like the pop of colour bags, the ones that stand out a little bit. So I'm thinking a Kelly in a size 28, Celia, it'd have to be Celia, with gold hardware, and it must come with like the shoulder strap so I can shoulder it. That might be a dream bag that I would really like from Hermes. So again, if you want to follow along my Hermes journey, I'm going to go to the store very soon, start a wish list, document my entire process, like whether I finally get offered one or not. So make sure you subscribe for that if you are interested. And then the other bag that I've kind of hinted towards actually throughout this video that is now on my wish list, and I genuinely keep thinking about it. Like, I'm genuinely thinking I might need to go and pick this one up. I have fallen so in love my Celine 16 bag. Like, seriously, this is the bag that I just keep gravitating towards. I feel safe wearing it because we haven't got loads of logos, and I do love a logo on my bags, but obviously the quiet luxury trend is happening now, and I don't know, I think maybe it's just because where I'm at with my collection, I have all these really beautiful pieces that just having something like this that's a bit more low-key, I'm just loving it. Now, I recently tried on the Celine 16 in the mini size, and they have it in this sage green colour. I believe they call it almond green, that is the exact name for it. It has gold hardware. I tried a yellow one as well, that was beautiful. But I actually did a reel, and you guys voted mostly for the green one, and I think I feel the same way. So I'm just wondering, let's not throw this on the floor, but I'm just wondering whether to get a sister for my small 16 and go ahead and get the mini version in the green as well, just because I love this bag so much. And the final item on my wish list is another bag. Of course it is. Of course it's another bag. Not that we need another one, but here we are. It is the soft trunk bag from Louis Vuitton. I tried this on in the monogram, and it's been one of those bags that I like the look of, but not enough to actually go and like purchase one. But the all leather versions of the bag, so where they haven't got the monogram on, they have like black stitching on. I saw this on the runway, so I don't know if it'll actually be produced. I think I've seen someone share it on a reel, so I think that it will be. I don't know if the size is too small, because I think it's smaller than the usual size. Anyway, I don't know just yet, but I think this is a bag that is coming soon, and it's the first time I have seriously considered the soft or side trunk bag from Louis Vuitton. So that is also on my wish list. I feel like a black leather version with the diamond stitching, like if that does come out, that will be my perfect version of the bag, and I would definitely love to get my hands on one. So that is my updated wish list for 2023. I feel like I have dropped off and have kind of parked a few items that maybe I don't feel like I would get that much use out of, that are maybe more trendy, or I have other items that are quite similar already. And I've gone for the big boys, if you will. The Go 14 bag, the Hermes Kelly. Those two bags are so expensive in themselves, especially if I did go down the pre-loved route with the Kelly, that it would actually pay for a lot of the other bags. But I actually think, knowing like deep down what I would truly want, I would be happier having those more expensive bags and just loving them, and maybe not having as much than all the other ones that I suggested at the start of the year. The wish list at the start of the year was an interesting one, because usually I'm more specific with what I want. There was quite a lot of things on the wish list back in January. So I'm quite glad that I've now made some, I think, key decisions for the wish list, narrowed it right down, and going for some home runs, hopefully. Let me know what's on your wish list. Has it changed this year? Like, some of the items, have you ticked them off? Are there any items that you no longer want from your wish list? And as mentioned, you can get my free download if you want a template. I'll link it down below for you. No strings attached, you just simply download it. And if you don't want to miss a future video, you can also sign up to my email, which is absolutely free. When I release new videos like this one, you will get an email in your inbox, and also any special discounts that I get from brands. And I also sometimes do top sale finds. So if you want those emails to land in your inbox, I'll pop a link up here as well so that you can sign up for them. Now make sure you don't go anywhere, because coming up next, I'll link my latest video release here for you, and over here we have a luxury sale haul. I have been shopping for some sale pieces and I found some amazing bargains. Let's unbox together.